So let's go ahead and kind of I want to give a foundation here. So heard me speak of this before if you've been on this program or in any of my satsangs or retreats. When I want to explore anything, it's really important that we take off the labels that we give to something. So just from the beginning, if we just let go of labels. Labels are what defines something and puts it into a conceptual context. And in that conceptual context are all kinds of influences that come from conditioning, whether it be religion, culture, family, school, the media. So we can begin to unpack just by letting go of how we label something. And essentially, when you get down to the bottom of everything, everything is energy. Everything is energy prior to its manifestation into form. And ideally, when you come into the silence of these meditations, the silence that is always here, you're dropping into your core energy. And this is made possible by unraveling core beliefs and all the beliefs along the way. So, meditation is a process of detoxifying yourself of conditioning in the mind, in the emotions, in the body, and to empty out all of the different relationships in how we hold ourselves within a particular identity. And when all of that, and even, it doesn't all have to be emptied out because there are layers and layers and layers, but there's pure potential, the energy of pure potential. And how this energy gets utilized has a great deal to do with how conscious we become and how much of our unconscious material in the psychic we have allowed to become conscious. So there's that element. And then there's the element of what's our interest or what do we value? What do we value most? What is our interest? What's meaningful in this life stream? What's important? Not only in what we say to ourselves, but then how do we follow through with that in our actions? How do we live that out? So there's a number of clarifying principles that are fundamental to accessing this pure potential of energy and how it gets used, and then how we are in relationship to all the different energies in our body, how those relationships may shift, whether it be an intimate relationship with a lover, how that may shift out of maybe coming out of a sense of need or neediness to a sense of uh, free expression or anything in between. The neediness of feeling an attachment like there's something missing here and I need to get it from another. Or, just cleaning energies, what influences with sexual energies around sexual abuse or distorted energies that need to be clarified and cleaned. Well, there's where we're meeting unconscious material, that may have been from a prior experience that's suppressed, energy collected in the family and the environment through ideas, a variety of different influences that can dampen, can clutter, can diffuse, can distort energies. So there's so much going on, and if you've ever been on a retreat with me, I mean, it's like when we're working with the body, it's nice to be able to engage the body. So I would, kind of engage us in some different kinds of exercises, which I do when I'm doing particular limpias with different people, because we all have our commonalities of this human experience, and then also some things that are very unique to each individual. And there's an opportunity to employ different kinds of activities that can open energies in the body, like, different yogas, different breathing techniques, different movements. All of this can access a deeper energy and can help also to unpack. So, in a seated meditation, we're also at a great advantage because we're employing stillness, we're employing breath, we're employing awareness, we're allowing whatever is unconscious to become conscious. So that gives just a little bit of a frame of a reference to kind of see how this is challenging to cover so much territory in such a short period of time. But if you are one of the people who had a specific question in this area, don't hesitate to come onto the Zoom call and let's fill it out a little bit more. So let's see what that meditation can expose, let's say, or access. So just in the always to, and this was brought up in an email, and I cover it often, is safety. So when we're, there's sometimes when energy has been misused or abused, safety is the first thing that we need to employ. So from the beginning, let's endeavor to honor any need within you for safety. So we're beginning with the outside environment, just checking to see in your environment, you can turn off all your technology, you're just here now, and just sense in your body what it feels like to be sitting in the environment that you're in right now. And how does it feel on the surface of the body? And how is the breath moving now? As you listen to my voice, and nobody can make you feel safe. We can create a safe environment by making whatever adjustments you need, whether it be to set up your own sacred space within your home or wherever you are where you're not disturbed, and you can go into a deeper exploration of who you are and the energies that are living in your body, or those energies that are so eager to wake up. So now let the breath flow, and just continue throughout this meditation to note how it is you're feeling in your body in regards to safety. And you'll know this because the breath will run wide and deep. In any moment that you sense a holding, then honor that holding. And almost like you surround that holding with your breath, like a mother would hold a child. And you just sense into it, like you're asking with your conscious awareness, what's needed, what's wanted here, without any pushing, without any pulling, without any asking for it to be different. So we're coming into a very sacred relationship with every aspect of you, with everything that may arise in the system. So, sensing and feeling what it's like to honor and give space to any part that wants to shrink back, any part that might feel toxic, any part that might be holding, any part that doesn't easily let go into the underlying calm, quiet stillness that's fundamental to you, to your body, to the essence of you. So this way of honoring and being able to go slow within yourself is a very natural way for energies to arise and to be able to do whatever is needed so that they can come into balance or be seen, met. So that was a beginning of just inviting this honoring to the totality of you and all the energies in your body. So as we continue, you're kind of monitoring yourself in a gentle way, in a very light way, like a very soft kind of scanning. And let the breath be as soft and gentle and light as it can be. Just giving a very light amount of effort, just very, very light. So the breath is moving and you're feeling into your body. Now, the mind or thoughts in the mind may at any time want to identify a particular energy or sensation by giving it a label, by interpreting it. And just notice how that may happen and giving space for that to be here as well. And letting that label just pass. It's like you don't have to stick to it. And instead, just engage a very light curiosity, more of an open wonder about energy. So here, the space of the mind is allowed to be open, as open as it is in its natural state, but not hooking into any particular patterns. So we're not building a conceptual framework, rather we're seeing how concepts are established and then what might be projected out from a particular concept in the way of deciding what's supposed to happen with these particular energies as they're noticed. So allowing any conceptual frameworks, especially around relationship, lovers, what it means to come together with another, what may or may not have to happen, and just seeing, letting yourself see, any unconscious material that might present that is part of the framework of that idea, of that concept. What goes into it. And it's not a problem. Just opening to all of the different ways that conceptual framing can be influenced. And then we layer that on top of energy that's natural in the body, whether it be energy of the heart, the energy that naturally wants to connect, meet, express, whether it be energy, sexual energy, arising more from the base of the body, from the genitals, from the sacral. Can arise from many different areas, just perhaps an energy that wants to merge. And just not interpreting, noticing if interpretation comes. Maybe there's an evaluation about what this energy means, or is it right, is it wrong, is it all right, is it enough, is it not enough, is it pleasing, is it unpleasing. Just sense into this field of energy in you as you let energy open, not forcing anything to happen. It's really covering a lot of territory at once, but just sensing where is energy alive in you and where does it block? Where does energy feel held or blocked? And allowing it to be exactly as it is. And so you can see, feel, and sense into any corresponding unconscious material or conditioned influences that may, what's the word I want, may engage with this energy. And that may be different for each and every one of us. But just noticing and how all of this is happening in a wider space of view where we're just noticing the relationships that happen with energy in the body as it reveals itself. Now, you may have noticed already over time, as you've developed a practice of looking within, of being witness to the mind, creating some distance, and then evolving as the space of awareness that simply notices and allows. You may notice that as you've continued to practice being the space of awareness, that more and more pockets of energy become available, areas in the body that may have felt closed off or very dense, maybe even asleep, like deeply asleep. Start to wake up energies that have been suppressed. So what I'm pointing at here is the possibility that as these energies open, the energy to maybe for a long time you haven't even wanted to come close in a relationship. And then suddenly out of nowhere, there's this energy to want to be intimate, to draw close to another. Some revival of possibility, or some sexual energies open that you may have thought were long lost. Just like I hear some people speak of feeling very disconnected from these energies, and as they continue in the practice of awareness, of allowance, that these energies get very alive, and there's an excitement that can come with that. So here we come back to what I spoke about in the beginning of as these energies open, what we're checking for are a few things: safety in the body, remaining grounded in your fundamental essence, remaining here, very soft and open. And we're kind of scanning, just noticing for any unconscious corresponding material from the psychic, from who knows where, that may also present itself. And so this is consciousness at work, doing what it does to bring forward, unravel unconscious material so it can be cleaned and clarified. so that any aspect of these energetic fields, can become, well, I said it already, like clean, undistorted, restored to their purity, to their goodness, to their rightness. And as this is allowed to happen, the way we engage in relationship is very different. It's not out of this small sense of needing something and holding and looking for something else to fulfill us, or some, oh geez, the word isn't coming, but like if I don't have whatever the mind is projecting from these unconscious influences, you know, then fill out the rest. If I don't get, then you fill in the rest with whatever the mind might say. So we're allowing and we're scanning for corresponding unconscious influences so they can become conscious. Just here in this awareness, allowing energy to be as it is. And just seeing what unpacks, what unfolds. And there isn't any analytical process going on here. It's opening and allowing, and to see how any material that is left unconscious then will project these energies through the filter of the mind in a particular way that in many cases isn't satisfying. And at the same time, as these unconscious flavorings, so to speak, become conscious and are seen, then what remains is just energy, and it's able to come into alignment with your values. With to whatever degree you've clarified your values, your what's the most important thing for you in this life. And it's our values, what's significant, like when it comes to the end of the day. If it comes to the end of the day, we don't wait till it comes to the end of the day, but what matters now? What's the most important thing? So when it does come to the end of the day, there's a peace, there's a satisfaction, that can be met already here as we allow the consciousness of what we are to clarify these energies and let them align with our values. And then we really come in contact with pure potential, with the purest potential of these energetic forces that naturally want to express. And then how they express is very much a result, you could say, of how conscious you have allowed this material to become and how in alignment you are with your values, not just in word, but in action, in your behavior, and how you attend to yourself, to your environment, and to each other. And trust me on this one that as you exercise or practice, you could say, more in this way, coming out of any conceptual frameworks, allowing energy to open as it does and will naturally as you detoxify the mind and the emotions. Allow unconscious material to become conscious. And you open more and more in alignment with your purest potential. That you touch into a life force that doesn't tire. The physicality may still need rest. Of course, things need to be attended to, and they are attended to because you have a clarity about you. And you're in a position then of being much more in service as a beneficial life force that doesn't need to exclude any human wantings, any human desires. Nothing is excluded. All is welcome to come into its vitality, its richness, its wholeness, its unification, its balance. So let any label come off. Let any lid, so let any label come off in the mind. Let any lid come off, energy in the body. Let unconscious material come into conscious awareness. There's no right or wrong. It's coming out of the duality of opposing energies. Sinking, allowing to come into the deeper energetic forces within your body. Sacred sexual energy. It's essential to allow for the aliveness here because this, we all know is our creativity. And in women, the bodies of the female form, this is where birth takes place. And it doesn't happen without the joining of the masculine sexual energies. So allowing for both the co-joining of masculine and feminine energies in the body to give birth to your most creative potential, pure potential. So see if for the remainder of this meditation, which is, maybe about 5 more minutes, if you can just settle down into your sacred sexual energies at the base of the body, grounded through the legs, allowing energy to be as it is in the wide, calm stillness of your presence. Just noticing what it's like to just sit here, just be here, and let yourself be informed without a filter, without a doubt, without opposition. Noticing, sensing, allowing, and resting. Not directing, just noticing. Allowing for any discomfort, any part that might feel not at ease, as well as the comfort and the at ease. So we're not offering any resistance to whatever might happen as you settle here, noticing and allowing. Now, when this meditation ends, which will be very soon, you may decide that you would like to continue to just sit with yourself, to continue to explore in this way. And I suggest if there is meaning in this for you, and you've started to feel the transmission here and how it connects to something very vital in yourself, that you listen again and again and let these layers unpack and unravel and let this unconscious material clarify itself in consciousness. It could be very helpful, very rich. Thank you. Namaste.